So this might be take 20 at this point, but let's see if I can get this done. I'm Trish. I'm excited to be here, sharing my story with you. So I have been selling Lea Sophia for a little over a year, and I'm really loving it. I'm really, really excited about the possibilities ahead. But I wanted to share my comeback story with you because so in December I had fallen and hit my head, and it took me out of commission with Lea Sophia and basically my life for a couple months. So let me just give you a little timeline. I'll start with November because November was a really big month for me in Lea Sophia. I had 9 parties, over $5,000 in sales. I actually had 3 parties in one day, which I was really excited about. It was 2 Facebook parties and 1 in a home party, but all came through as parties, and it was just a great time. And I was gearing myself up. So in December, what I did was I wasn't doing a lot of in-house parties because I couldn't really find anyone that wanted to do that with, and I actually had a lot to do in December as well, being a mother of 2. So I decided to kind of focus on the outside orders and focus on getting myself ready for January. So I did end up putting in 4 parties with outside orders and gifts for people, wrapped them, did sales online, and I love kind of thinking outside the box to get those parties in. So I did that in December, and I also really focused on reaching out to people who showed an interest so that I could get January ready. So as far as I was concerned, that day when I went for a run, I was looking at a really good week for Christmas, and then a really great month for Lea Sophia. But then I fell, and so I ended up getting a serious concussion. It was serious. I had actually kind of thought I was on my way and did a really fun January party. It was actually a Facebook party that I did that was like focusing basically on, if you didn't get what you want for Christmas, come buy it from me now. So, and that worked. I ended up putting in a small party, but I think $400 in sales. And I thought that was the beginning of my awesome January, but it ended up being the beginning of feeling awful for January, February, and part of March, actually. So basically took off all those months from Lea Sophia and my life. And that really bothered me. I mean, it was really hard for me because I love doing this. So, but it was necessary, and I'm glad I did it. So then in March, started feeling a little bit better. But when I'm looking ahead, I have nothing booked for April, of course, because I couldn't reach out to people. I wasn't actually supposed to be on screens. My eyesight was weird. Felt dizzy a lot. So obviously, you not texting, you're not Facebook messaging. I actually wasn't even on Facebook for the entire month of February, which, if you know me, is a really big deal. So, and I do a lot of connecting that way. So basically, it was kind of like, oh, where do I start? How do I get people interested in having a party if I'm not even on Facebook and connecting with people? So I started making phone calls and started just talking to people when I was out and about. When I finally got back to work and going to the kids' activities, I just made sure I wore my Lea Sophia jewelry and was ready for the conversation, and it paid off. So I ended up having 3 parties scheduled for April. My big one was last night, and that's why I'm sharing this. So it was actually Friday night. I ended up having, I pumped myself up. I reached out to Jill. I reached out to Nikki, got some new ideas. I knew it was going to be a decent number of people there, and I wanted to make it kind of my bridge to the rest of the spring and summer. So, and it did. I got over $1,000 in sales. I had only 7 orders at this point, and not as many people showed up, but boy, those were good orders. And actually, she has a few more in mind for trying to get that perfect party going. Oh, 1 booking, and one potential for someone joining my team. So just for 1 party, and we're like I said, we're not done kind of reaching out from that party, but my point is, if you are finding yourself out of commission with Lea Sophia, maybe just because life gets busy, hopefully none of you end up having a serious injury with your brain that keeps you out of this business. But if it happens, you're not done. So what I did in March was, like I said, I talked about it kind of all the way through. And then in March, when I kind of started feeling a little bit better, I basically just got on that texting and Facebooking and started putting pictures online and getting of my new jewelry, which I'm wearing Juliet right now, and I love it. And people couldn't resist. So whenever someone liked a picture or commented on a picture, you can be sure as soon as I had a chance, I would be sending them a message. Hey, you can get this necklace for $40, if you have a party. And so I got myself some good bookings that way, and also had a lot more. I did end up getting to put in 2 orders, outside order parties in March. So I got myself back in the game a little bit then. And I was the hostess, so I also got some free jewelry. And set myself up for April and May. I have 3 parties booked, and always kind of looking for that outside order connection too. And June and July, I have at least 2 for each month ready to go. So I'm really focusing on moving forward, looking ahead, thinking about, basically my new mantra is anyone I see, anybody I come across, I'm thinking either customer, hostess, or hey, join my team. And I'm always sending messages. I mean, I probably send about 5 or 6 Facebook messages or texts a day on average. And I don't hear back from everybody, and some of them might think she's a little, I don't want to say pushy. Actually, I don't think so. I really, really feel like I have a service to give to them. So it's coming from a good place. And I think I've actually gotten some compliments from people that are like, you're good at this. You're good at sales because it's real. I am that excited about what I'm able to offer them. So my advice, if you ever find yourself in a position where you need to come back, is, really realize that this is a service that we provide for someone, and they want it. And we just have to believe that we're here to give it, and it's worth giving, and we're worth it to be the one to give it to them. So really excited to be coming back. I'm really excited about my party last night, and can't wait to see everyone soon. Okay, good luck and have fun.